What is up, YouTube and all my fish keeping friends? How is everybody doing out there in fish tank land? How is everybody doing on this Sunday afternoon or morning still for most of you? Whew, I'm working on my coffee still. This is my lazy day. I do a lot of water changes on Saturday and then I stay up late doing all that, and then so I sleep in on Sunday and I just try to put it all together. This is pretty much my big deal, is live streaming on Sunday. And then I'll play with fish tanks for the rest of the night. And that's my Sunday, then go to work. Alright, let me go ahead and check out the chat and see what's going on. Today we're going to talk about tannins. We can talk about leaves. Not really tannins. I shouldn't have called it tannins. The more and more I thought about it, because it's a lot deeper than that. And that's the whole point, is it's not just about tannins. It's actually very little about the tannins in the end, really. That's just the byproduct, a byproduct, but not the most important one usually. Let's see. Pamela, how are you? Daryl Deemer, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Haley, good to see you here. Carbon, really. Maria, you were up in the chat there, first or second, really. Candy Overhauls, welcome to the stream. Happy Sunday. Science Gal Aquatics. The Water Box, what's up, man? How are you? Hippie Chick. The Cove. Tiffany White, happy Sunday to you. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so I got all kinds of stuff up my sleeves today. I don't know. Sorry about yet last Sunday. Kind of went MIA, and it's just trying to piece this all together right now. Wild Fish Tanks, welcome to the stream. How are you? Kim Fisher, what's up? So, yeah, sorry about last Sunday. I don't know what the audio is like. I don't know anymore. I haven't really changed anything from the last couple of weeks when it was having problems. I don't know if I'm quiet, loud, if the music's too loud. But anyways, okay. So I do have, you can see my microscope is over here and connected. So I'm thinking about playing with my microscope just a little bit today, maybe just for the fun of it. Why not? I don't know, especially since I'm speaking about botanicals, really live, leaf litter, dried botanicals. It's really more what I wanted to talk about today. I guess really just get into that. I mean, might as well. But most people don't realize that that 50% of the dry weight of dried botanicals is tannins, which is really crazy. So you can actually get a lot out of leaf litter, and that's why when certain things just like West Indian almond leaves, you can really extract a lot of tannins out of those leaves. Audio is okay, but it could be louder. You guys, Tiffany, I don't know. I just don't want it to be blown out and pick up all the background noise, all the white noise, because I think there is something wrong because I've never had to have my my levels this high. Anyways, alrighty. So, no, that's crazy. 50% of the dried weight of dried botanicals is actually tannins, which is it's wild. They're actually, it's classified. Tannins are classified as an astringent. They do release a lot of things like amino acids, different kinds of alkaloids and stuff like that. There's a lot of different good positive properties to having dried botanicals in your aquarium. To me, it's really just completing the nitrogen cycle. I mean, that's one of the biggest properties of them for me, is just creating solid. I just said Danny said solid, Simon. I said solid. No, but a solid like bed of positive beneficial bacteria and stuff that's going to be in that leaf litter. A lot of people will use things like Malaysian driftwood. Malaysian driftwood is going to release some tannins. Everything has different properties for different reasons. I would probably use more like Malaysian driftwood it breaks down pretty easy. I would use it for things like shrimp and actually let the shrimp eat the Malaysian driftwood. you know, and actually using that as food at the same time. That's another thing. A lot of these dried botanicals, they actually work as food as well. Shrimp, lots of different catfish are going to feed on the mulm. And there's so many like supplemental microorganisms that can be part of a fish's diet that can be found in the leaf litter. I don't know. I pretty much have, you know, I walk around my place and I look around and it's like I have leaves in most of my tanks. Now, you look at the thumbnail for this stream and you see the large stuff. My aquarium box just put out a box of dried botanicals, and I've been talking to them as well. I wanna work with them. I don't wanna let the cat out of the bag completely, but hey, I really want to combine forces with them and put together a really cool botanical box that you guys will really enjoy. But for me, leaf litter is so important. I mean, the big stuff is really, really cool, and it really plays, it's more of an aesthetic thing. A lot of times, there is going to be a lot of different stuff that is going to grow on, stuff that is going to grow on the surface of that as well. You know, it acts as surface area. But I think that the leaves themselves are probably the most important thing for me. You know, I put the big stuff in there for fun. It's more for the look, and it looks really cool. And but for me, the banana leaves and West Indian almond leaves are like they're important. Like I literally probably once every week, every 2 weeks, I have to boil some, like a big pot of them, just so that I can go around the room and put a little bit in each tank. So I have my microscope set up here, and I'd like to, at one point here, eventually, I want to collect some just a little detritus and whatnot from the bottom of one of my tanks that's has, you know, really heavy leaf litter. Just really take a look at some of those microorganisms that are, you know, that are there, that are, you know, are great for things like fry, a lot, you know, even full grown fish. My nano blue tetras, they're you know, the adults are living off of infusoria in the tank as well. Their mouths are so small, it's really a food for an adult even. I don't know. I think that there's just so many different properties, even just as a place to hide. A lot of things like wild betta fish, killifish, they prefer all that leaf litter. I mean, you wake up in the morning, you turn on your lights, and where are you gonna find your betta fish? If you've got a bunch of leaf litter in your tank, you're gonna find your betta fish sleeping in the leaves. You know, you're not gonna see that betta fish unless you're putting food in the tank. It's gonna be hiding in the leaves, or she is gonna be hiding in the leaves. You know, it's a great place for fish to spawn. That's just another big thing for me. I have one tank right now that's just an infusoria tank. It's literally just a tank with leaf litter. There's no sand, no other substrate. The substrate is the leaf litter, and it's a good place to just, you know, drop off a trio of tetra or something and just let them spawn in there and get them out of there before they eat all the eggs. And my next goal too, is I've talked about this before, is doing just a tank of leaf litter but for shrimp, because I think the shrimp would totally love it. King and Queen Cichlids, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Sunshine Aquatics, Amber made it to the party. What's up? How are you? Amber, I might use the microscope here. I say I might. It's just how bad do you guys want it? Do you really want to? Or am I just gonna bore you with it? Like, if y'all really want me to whip out the microscope, we can do that. The first thing I wanted to show you. Well, let's go. Yeah, let's go there. And I try to get the color. I can't get any better. It looks like it's blowing out and just a little oversaturated. Still, like overexposed, but I can't seem to get it any better. But that is the blue bolts. The blue bolts. And this is kind of more my A team. I wasn't doing it properly. I'll be completely honest. I wasn't being very smart about it at all. Haley, you really had to go there. You had to be the one to go there. Yes. All right. So the I wasn't doing it properly. I wasn't really thinking it out, and I didn't have enough tanks anyways in the first place. But um, you know, when you're dealing with shrimp, especially very special shrimp, rare shrimp, or valuable shrimp, or you're trying to breed them for money, what I was doing at first, just not being smart about it, honestly, I was taking the nicest ones out and putting it into a new tank, thinking I was going to make that my A team, as Lucas would call it. And that's not really the right way to do it in the end, because now you're taking your best of your best and you're putting them at risk and stressing them out, putting them into a new tank and losing some of them. You should be in the right way, and honestly, I mean, it's like I do that with everything else. I do it with my guppies and other things. I should be culling out the bad ones and leaving all the nice ones in the original tank where they're healthy and breeding and they're happy. So I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it the right way now. So I've been culling out all of the shrimp that are just lighter colors and just really trying to get down to the darkest ones, and trying to get a blue bolt that has a full blue body. I'm trying to get rid of the white tail, kind of, honestly. Maybe do a separate tank with just those, and that's because I'd be more of a blue steel, I guess is what they would call that, which is kind of half blue, half white, and some white in the head as well. Anyways, I'm loving the shrimp. I need to talk to Flip and Rob over there about getting some other shrimp as well. I need to get some more shrimp. Need more tanks first. Let's see. NY Gold Dawn asked me, is there any dried botanicals that do not release tannins? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I do know that the reason why West Indian almond leaves are the most popular is because in tests, you know, they have tested things, including maple leaves and stuff like that, and they have shown in tests that West Indian almond leaves reduce the pH the most in a body of water, in a water column. So, but this is something that happens over time. That's the thing that I kind of want to touch on, that I always like to reiterate, is there's a difference between tannins, and there's a difference between using dried botanicals for tannins and for color and for look, and using dried botanicals to create pH. Now, if you're trying to really drop the pH, this is something that's going to take time. It's going to happen over the process of a nitrogen cycle, and just microorganisms slowly breaking down that leaf litter, and over a longer period of time, it's going to reduce the pH. You will get a little bit of a drop initially, but the real pH drop is going to happen over time, and I think it happens with a lot of leaf litter, not just one or two almond leaves to feed your shrimp. There's definitely a difference. It's a different tank for different things. That's another thing as well. Some people, I read something, I was looking up some stuff on botanicals and tannins and different tanks, and I saw an article that was totally ripping on on tannins. And just like, if you want your tank to look like it's tea, or blah blah blah, they're just like, people were totally ripping on it like it was a horrible thing, and I'm like, it's so good. But then again, I'm thinking about wild betta fish, I'm thinking about killifish, even my guppies. Now with my guppies, it's a little bit different. Now you can have an aquarium that's brackish, that also is a blackwater aquarium, but is also brackish, and that's how I like to do my guppies. So I will increase the tannins because I like the darker water, and I feel like the darker water brings out the colors, like green water, and heavily tanned water brings out the color in the guppies and makes them show their color a little bit more, because they need to be seen by the females. But they like harder water, so I add salt to the aquarium. So in the end, they're getting they're getting tannins, but it's the opposite effect I'm creating in that situation. Yeah, there's tannins, but it's not an acidic environment. It's going to be a hard water environment. It's a brackish water environment. Um, so there's different ways to look at it, and I think that people get a little confused on that and think that tannins means that the pH has dropped and that you have some acidic water. Just because there's tannins in the water does not mean that you're looking at an acidic water column or something like that. I'm sorry, I meant to say hello to SC Fish Keeping. How are you, man? Good to see you in here. I'm looking forward to all of us doing a little bit of a fish tour again after Aquashella. Maybe we make that all happen. If you're there, Waterbox as well. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That was really fun doing a little fish store tour through Dallas there, and trying not to get too lost. Oh boy. So I just wanted to touch on these shrimp. This has nothing to do with blackwater at all, tannins, or anything like that. But I also wanted to show you my blue tetras for the fun of it, and do a little feeding of some microworms and baby brine shrimp. And I'm going to pull my sample while they're eating there. I'm going to totally disturb them and afterwards there, and and pull a little bit of detritus out of that tank. And we're going to look at that under the microscope. That's the end goal here, so stick around. So let me go ahead and what am I going to do? I'm going to go and move. I'm going to go and move my camera is what I'm going to go do. Yeah, more coffee. All right, 1 second. Enjoy the music. Oh, t-shirts. Oh, looky there. Look at those t-shirts. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see. Yes, big Amber is working on on the fish store tour and possible places to eat, I guess. Let's see. We'll go here, and maybe I need to work on the camera a little bit. Exposure. Actually, it's not so bad. Not too shabby. Maybe I need to focus it. Anyways, all right, there we are. There's the blue tetras. I'm gonna go ahead and put some baby brine shrimp in there and put some microworms in there real quick, and I'll be right back. There we go. That's nice. Everybody's happy. Everybody's getting breakfast. What was I thinking about my next Caridina? I was actually looking at more of a tiger shrimp. I'm really more interested in wild shrimp, Dan. So I'm thinking something like, I was actually looking at some stardust shrimp. Or there's actually another one that no one's going to want to buy it because it's kind of difficult to breed or keep alive. But there's a purple zebra shrimp, which is actually not even a caridina. It's a totally different species of dwarf shrimp. And it likes brackish water. In order to get it to breed, you'd have to keep it in brackish water, almost full salt water, to get them to breed. But I like challenges like that. That's the thing. It's like I want them because I wanted the challenge of breeding a shrimp in brackish water, salt water. It would just be fun. So it's, you know, some of the stuff that I want, I gotta. It's not stuff that, it's definitely not business. It's just for it's what I want. It's what I want. Another one, what was I looking at? but just some different, more tiger, wild type tiger shrimp. That's kind of what I've been actually looking at. So we'll see. Let me go ahead and run away real quick again, and I'm gonna go ahead and give them some micro worms since they pretty much took care of those baby brine shrimp. All right. There comes the baby. There comes the microworms. Oh, wow. I love it. Happy Sunday. Good stuff. Let's see. Friday Fish Facts. How are you, man? Good to see you here. Big smiles. Big smiles to everybody. Oddball Aquatics. Haley. What are you doing? You get the day off. You're not working, doing water changes. Anyways, I just threw some microworms in here, and all these fish get their main diet is microworms, baby brine shrimp, and then they get a little dusting every once in a while, maybe once a day, of the first bites made by Hikari, and those are nice as well. Anyways, let's see. Priscilla, did I say hi to you? I didn't mean to ignore you. I totally see you there. Priscilla, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Got some piano music in the back here around here. You get nice and just nice and emotional. Just nice and soothing, and hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. Anyways, okay, sorry. So I pretty much spit it all out there. I mean, really, I don't know. I just have a soft place. I have a place in my heart for dried botanicals and for and for water that has tannins in it, but it's not even about that. Like, you know, like it's not about the tannins as much as it is about the properties, all the other properties that come from having leaf litter in your aquariums. And that's really what is so beneficial to me. It's just all those microorganisms. Like, to me, for me, the best way for me to cycle an aquarium right now with what I've got going on is I have an infusoria tank, which is just a leaf litter tank, and I put banana leaves, Westinian almond leaves in there, and that's pretty much it. I chop them up small so that they lay really fine, so it's kind of a denser bed of leaf litter. I don't put whole leaves in there. If I wanted to make hides for like betta fish or something like that, or killifish, I would put whole leaves on top. But my kind of technique is to rip up if I want it to look natural, or just cut up the leaves and the banana leaf into little pieces so that I can actually create like a substrate bed, a layer of substrate, really. Ginger Graves, how are you? Lurking while driving. Well, drive safe. Definitely drive safe. Let's see. Pamela, I hope you feel better. Take care of yourself. There's no cover. There's no cover. I don't know what you're getting at, Haley. I missed that one. Anyways. What is going on? I'm missing what's going on in the chat. I'm totally missing it, but I'm just gonna keep focus here. So in a minute here, I want to take a look at some of this substrate, some of the detritus and the mold and whatnot that I have going on in the substrate. Because I haven't even looked in this tank specifically. I haven't checked it out under the microscope. Anyways, all right, 1 second. Anyways, I was trying to lower it a little bit because I just wanted you to get a chance to see some of that leaf litter. There's some older stuff underneath, and then I've got some fresh stuff on top. But Mark, yes, I definitely boil my leaves pretty much always because, yeah, it makes a big difference. I want to sterilize them because there's lots of different water funguses that are going to live on those leaves, and they're gonna show up under the water. So no, I sterilize all my leaves. I boil them a little bit. Sometimes I'll take a big batch of leaves and I will boil it down and boil it a little bit longer. So I'm actually pulling some of the tannins out because I'm not necessarily just trying to create a bunch of tannins and make the water super, super dark so I can't even see what's going on in there or film. So, because that's easy to do and you really have access to lots of leaves. So, but I will take all the tea that's in the pot afterwards and run it through a coffee strainer, and then I can store it for a couple of days anyways in the refrigerator in a gallon jug, and then I can use that in the other tanks that I might want to have a stronger tint to them, and I can pour that into the tank, and it's been boiled, so it's sterilized, it's been filtered through a coffee strainer, and then refrigerated afterwards. And like I said, I don't keep it more than a few days. I don't want to like chance really getting something growing, because even tea, even if you made a batch of tea, leave it in the fridge too long, it's gonna start to come to life. Who knows, maybe some of that bacteria is beneficial for all we know to the aquarium. Let's see, I'm looking for good questions up in the chat. I'm trying to keep my eye on the chat. I'm trying to focus on the chat more. I'm not the person to recite chat, plus I like to talk, but I am all about answering questions. Let's see. I am looking forward to Aquashella though. That's gonna be fun. That is gonna be fun. So I'm holding out, you guys, on the microscope. But let me go ahead and in a second here. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull a little bit of a sample, and we'll see what we get. We'll see what's in the substrate of this tank. But yes, I definitely like to sterilize all my leaves. It's just safer, especially when I'm putting these leaves in tanks, like say with my blue bolts, and like I'm not trying to kill shrimp that are really special to me, or you don't want to kill any, or cause some kind of a fungus or something. What kind of killifish do I want next? Oh no, raw. Oh boy, what kind of killifish do I want next? I don't even know. Honestly, right now I don't have enough room, so I'm not even thinking about a next one right now. I'm actually just having fun with the Gardneri, because I can. I'm not okay. So I'm trying to. I haven't even. I got to make a video about this. I didn't want to give it all away, but I've been collecting eggs and keeping them on peat. So the reason for that is I'm not trying to get them to. I don't want a bunch of different fish that are all different ages, and having to make a tank work that way. What I'm gonna do is I'm storing them on peat, and then I'm doing a new batch, like a new container of peat every week, and then I'm label it and date it, and then I'm on my second one right now, and I'm just probably about 40 eggs, 40 eggs in the first one, and I'm probably gonna have about 30. I get about 5 eggs a day, and then anyways, so you let it go for about 3 to 5 weeks. I'll probably just let it go a whole 5 weeks, because what I want to do is have all of those eggs hatch at the same time, and then they're all relatively the same age, and they can all grow up together in a group, which is a little bit easier when it comes to breeding a fish and rearing up fry, right? So I just feel like, plus it's an opportunity for me to learn how to do it that way. I guess originally I was just gonna let them do the thing in the tank and let it be, but that's the cool thing about the killifish, is having that little bit of control there is really nice, to store the eggs for up to 5 weeks, at least with the Gardneri. Some species it's even more, but that's a really cool concept, and I'm having fun with that. So the fish tank barn, I did see your question. I'm sorry, I think you were the one that asked me the question as well. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I use an Omax microscope. They have them on Amazon. I should totally have an affiliate code for that, link for that. If you go through my store, I do have an Amazon store. You go through there if you're gonna buy one. Go through there first, and I can get get my commission on that one. But the Omax microscope, there's many different ones. And you got the base model, and then what really just changes is, is how good the camera is. So I think they have up to like a 20 megapixel digital camera on top, and I got the 5 megapixel, and I think I paid a little over 500. I think with shipping and everything, it was almost $600 for the microscope. But it's Omax, 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 and it's nothing special. It's not like super quality, but it's nice. So okay, all right, I need to go ahead. I'm gonna move the camera down a little bit so you guys can actually see exactly where I'm pulling this mulm from, and I'm gonna go, and so you can see me because it's gonna be in the bottom right hand corner. So I'm going to cut this camera off here so that you can see what I'm doing. All right, let me go in the other room. I'm gonna try not to bore you guys. Let me go get a little sample of this, and we'll get it under the microscope, and we'll check it out. Do a little live microscopy here. Surprise live microscopy on a Sunday. All right, I'm back. That's kind of boring. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be boring people with running away from the camera and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and put this stuff onto the microscope here. See how far my mic will go. King and Queen Cichlids, thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. I appreciate those kind words. I really do. Let me go ahead. Let's get into this without spilling the coffee, knocking anything over. Okay. Plus, the other thing too is you kind of have to work fast sometimes with some of these organisms and stuff, because they start dying, and then they just start dying quickly. Okay. So I'm just getting a little bit and putting it, I'm kind of like letting everything settle to the bottom to get the good stuff. And then, suck that up, and then let that stuff settle at the bottom of my eyedropper, just so I get a good sample with a lot of good stuff. If I had a centrifuge, I would just put the samples into a centrifuge and centrifuge this stuff out, and then collect right from the bottom of the tube. But it's another piece of lab equipment. Alright, I'm just waiting a little bit here for everything to settle to the bottom of the eyedropper, and I'm doing 2 specimens. 2 specimens of 2 drops. So 4 drops of water altogether. Alright, sorry. This is the boring part about doing this part is, I just feel weird. I don't like to be boring people with like not being here. That's kind of what the music's for, is to fill that the silence while I'm messing with while I'm messing with cover slips. Now we cross our fingers here and hope that there's some good stuff here, or it's like the lottery. You never know what you're gonna get for sure. You never know. I love this track. It reminds me of. Anyways. Okay. Alright. Let's see. I don't even know. Is that my real count there? Anyways. Alright, guys. Let's do this. Let me go ahead and switch over here. Let's get this slide in place real quick. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah. Alright. Kick this light up a little bit. Well, let's see what we see. Detritus. This mostly is broken down leaf litter. Most of the brown stuff you're seeing here. But we'll get closer, and I'm looking for big stuff first. That's a stentor. And get a little closer, go to 10. I scared him. Yep, there's a stentor. And this thing is just a filter feeder, you know, it's a microorganism, single cell, this filter feeder. Pretty cool little guy there. And it's kind of half extended, and then it'll stretch out and it looks like a flower. These are one of my favorite. I see these in my aquariums a lot. I have a couple of tanks that have like seed shrimp. Those are really big, you know, and that's not really a single celled kind of organism, Infusoria. Anyways, let me see. I get just a little bit closer. Kick that light down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I'm gonna lose it. I lost it. I lost it. What happened? There it is. Whew, it's getting warm in here. That is for sure. Let's move around here. Let's see what else is here before I just settle on staring at that one thing. Well, there is one. There's 2 of them actually. You can see them in the screen there. I don't know if this shows my mouse or not. Anyways, you can see the 2 of them hanging out there. Let's see. Let me move around a little bit. I was checking out the chat. I'm sitting here looking at the chat and trying to check this out at the same time. So there's definitely stentor. There's another one. I can see it in through the detritus there. I was just curious because I saw some crazy stuff in the water column, and I was just curious in this tank what is going on. There's another stentor running around. But the tail in there is usually we'll use that as an anchor, and it can anchor itself down to something and stretch out and just filter feed in the water. All right, let's see. Let me move around here. Keep looking around for the fun of it. See what else we see. Is that a amoeba? Actually is an amoeba though, but that would be an amoeba of some kind. This blob right here is actually an organism that just kind of runs around and engulfs things and eats things up. It's definitely some kind of an amoeba. Okay. There's actually got to be a lot of cool stuff on this slide. I just need to go out a little farther out so we can take a look and see, so we don't miss the big stuff. There's another stentor. It looks like there's a lot of those in this tank, which is nice. They're filtering things, feeding, cleaning up the substrate. Let's see, what else do we got? Anything cooler? Okay, I might go to the other slide. There's another stentor. I think we saw that one already. Another one. They're everywhere. Now this tank doesn't get a lot of light, so there's not a lot of like super high amount of photosynthesis, which is a big, it's going to affect how many different microalgae are in the water column and on the surfaces of things. And that'll affect how many of the larger organisms are going to be seen, are going to be showing up, because they feed on those microplanktons and stuff. And so, but that's another thing about, a blackwater aquarium is there's going to be a little bit different, it's going to be a different kind of organism stuff that you're going to find in the substrate. It's because it's not going to be based on a lot of photosynthesis. It's going to, it's not going to be a lot of light. So definitely kind of a different balance of a nitrogen cycle. All right, I moved over to the other 2 drops under the other cover slip. I'm going to check this one out and see what we get over here. There's a seed shrimp. Is that, or just another stentor? It is just another stentor. So lots of those for the larger organisms. Anyways, all right, let's see what's going on over here in the chat. Do I need to make you here? Let me let's see. Let me do this real quick. Nope. Let's see. And there we go. Bam. Here, there you go. Help me out. There you go. Let's see. Just another, that looks like another stentor. There just seems to be a lot of those in here. What is that guy shooting around? That's not. No. Let's see. What is that? Let's see. No, this is different. This is a little, this is a paramecium. So there's actually a little tail on this, like a string-like tail that is so microscopic that I'm not gonna pick it up unless I get really, really close to it. And it uses that as a filler. It's kind of like its filler around the water, and it helps it propel through the water. But it's just sitting there right now, kind of probably feeding off that piece of detritus maybe, but it's sitting there on the surface. And its mouth is this little fold. This little fold in the, it's pretty crazy. Let's see. Candy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm completely not paying attention to that, and I'm on purpose, and I know that you're here, and that's what makes me feel. I I feel comfort. I feel like I feel comfortable knowing the candy and King and Queen cichlids is here, and now everybody else is in here. Anyways, I wanted to try to catch this tail maybe, but you can see it, but it's like a little phalange, I guess you would call it. But he stopped moving around. He's feeding on that. He's gonna start to take off there. Maybe we'll get him, chase him around. But they shoot around pretty fast normally. They're all over the place when they're searching for stuff. But as soon as I get closer, it'll take off, or just the vibration of the microscope when you hit the next one. If you don't go so smooth about it, it'll there it is. Let's see. There it is. Well, just lower the light a little bit so we can see it a little bit better without it being overexposed, too much light. So yeah, that's a paramecium, and like I said, there's a little string-like thing, little hair that's coming off of him that's flying all over the place like a whip. It's all over the place. It's what it looks like. But I'm not gonna see it here. It's just so microscopic, so small, and he's moving around. Sometimes you can see it when it's like moving around through the detritus, trying to filter and fill its way through. Anyway, so yeah, that's a paramecium. That's another nice filter feeder, as far as I'm concerned. I look at them as like filter feeders. It's like the cleanup crew, you know. It's like the first cleanup crew before the shrimp. And honestly, some of this stuff just becomes food for shrimp too, like for little baby shrimplets. They're gonna feed on that. And that's what I just think that part is so important too. I mean, this is leaf litter for me is food for a lot of my shrimp and for my fry. It equals food, even if it directly isn't food on its own. What's moving over here? Is that paramecium? There's a paramecium, and what's that other little thing running around? Is that another little one? Another little. But it's really okay. So one thing that's important when I'm looking at this, what I'm looking for is if I see a lot of bigger stuff, that's actually a sign that you've probably got too much food going on. Waterbox, you take care. If you got to get out of here, have a good one. Good luck getting your chores done, man. Appreciate you popping in. Hope to see you at Aquashella or the Aquatic Experience this year for sure, man. But one thing that I notice, one thing that's important for me when I'm looking at the substrate and the detritus in my aquariums and stuff, is I'm looking to see how many of the large organisms that there are. The more of the large organisms that you find, is a sign that there's a lot of like extra food, or they wouldn't be able to survive. They wouldn't be there. So it actually, to me, is a good sign to just see more small stuff like this, and not, to me, even when I see seed shrimp, it's nice to have those in the tank, and it's good. But they're there and they're filtering and cleaning up. But to me, when I see seed shrimp, that to me is a sign that in some cases there's too much food, especially if I see any kind of like aquatic earthworms, any oligochaeta, any kind of like segmented worms and stuff that are they're harmless, but to have them in the aquarium, I mean, that's a sign to me that you're probably overfeeding, or there's just way too many nutrients in your substrate. I mean, to a certain extent. It's not bad, but I mean, I guess it could be a fine for the right situation. But let's see. Let me move back out. Let's zoom back out here to, what is this, 4 times, and we'll just move around real quick and see what else. Is another stentor. Snooping around looking for stuff. Learning to get quick with this microscope here. He's filling around, looking around for some food. Got himself stuck. Turn around. Turn around. Oh, he can't hear me. And there goes that's a paramecium. Paramecium saying hi to a stentor. They're not gonna eat each other. That would be crazy if he just devoured the other guy. That would be like turn around. Anyways, he's not gonna listen. Okay, I was waiting for Amber to compliment or make a comment, period, on the music. You waited a little while. Maybe I just missed it in the chat. Ginger Graves, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He blinded me with science. Funny. Oh boy. Let's see. Let's go back out here. That guy's just going around in a circle. He's confused. He doesn't know where to go. Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go? Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go? Oh boy. That made me dizzy just watching him do that. Tiffany White, thank you so much. I appreciate the $10 super chat. And I appreciate the super chat from Ginger Graves 2 weeks ago. That was so awesome. So I'm holding out because I am really that broke. So in the end, when that comes through, you know, the way YouTube works, or Google AdSense works, which is in the end how it all comes through, is you get paid like on the 15th of the month, like the next month. So it like 15th of this month, the money should go through, and then I'll actually have access to it. And I'm all about getting the shelving unit set up before I get any more tanks, because I don't want to have to move any more tanks than I need to, right? But I look forward to doing that, getting that racking system set up, and then we can go. I can get a little bit cray with the fish tanks. In lighting, I'm gonna get very economical with LED lighting. A lot of my stuff that I'm into is low lighting, and I'm breeding. I don't need a huge amount of light for fry and low light plants and stuff like that. But I definitely would like to buffer and have active substrate. I definitely would like to have some quality substrate. Yeah, some fluval stratum. Or really just make a mix. That's my big goal, is like taking and putting a little ADA, Eco-Complete, fluval stratum, blending them together in like thirds or something like that, and you know, making a nice blend, and then you end up with, you know, 10 liters of some nice substrate, and you only had to buy like a couple liters of each substrate and blend them all together. And anyways, so that's kind of my goal there with that. Candy Pup posted a link to the Amazon affiliate. Yeah, it's just like a little store I put together. It's not my product specifically, but the products that I've purchased. Living on an island in the Caribbean, I don't have access to fish stores and stuff, or, you know, so I'm buying everything online. So I do get a lot of stuff off of Amazon. So for me, it's an opportunity to just kind of, you know, they offered it to me, and it was like, yeah, this would be cool, because I can show the stuff that I'm forced to buy off of Amazon. So a lot of the products that are on that store are stuff that I've actually had to purchase, that I purchase regularly for my fish tanks and stuff like that. So, you know, I have, I guess my point is a lot of those vendors, I've actually purchased those products specifically. So I have an experience. I can kind of like feel safe with that and know that, yeah, I know that they're a quality seller and things like that. Anyways, Tiffany White, I said thank you already. Yeah, the Mad Scientist Fund. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let's move around here. Let's check out a little bit more stuff on this slide before this slide starts to dry up. So another thing is when you're working with a slide, there's only so much water underneath that cover slip, and eventually it does start to dry up. And it can actually start to compress on some of the organisms and actually kill some things. There's a point when you start watching everything die under the slide. It is kind of sad. Okay, so there looks like some kind of a seed shrimp carcass right in the middle of the screen there, and then to the left there is a stentor that is fully extended, and if I don't make too many vibrations on, I won't freak him out and you'll be able to actually see it. But I'd like to zoom in. I'd like to magnify this to at least 10 times, but I gotta go real slow with the lens, because when it clicks it always scares the stentors, and then they should go. There we go. I did it. Did it without the click of the microscope and scaring the stentor back up into a little ball. Here we go. Look at that guy. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Pretty cool stuff. SC fish keeping. Nice, sexy microscope jams. I know, right? Hey, this music, at least it works with microscope with stuff. Why not? Anyways. Oh no, that's a weird song. We're just gonna skip that song. That's like a video game. I have an old broken iPad that I use for my playlist over here, and it's really sketchy. It's got a cracked screen, and if I touch it the wrong way, who knows what could happen. Okay, let's see. To focus that in a little bit better. Here comes a little stentor, a little baby stentor. Is that a little baby stentor? Behind, yes. Bouncing around on the screen. Either that or it's a rotifer. The other little thing on the screen there. Yes, thank you for behaving with the music, Amber. Yeah, I don't know. I should skip on the music. Oh, I can't see the bottom. I see what happened here. I'm looking at old stuff. Dansley, thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that so much. I just saw that because my chat was frozen. I had to go to the bottom there. But this is just a little bit of the basic stuff that you're going to find that's going to be living in the detritus. These things like stentors and stuff are going to be there with or without, probably without the leaf litter, but it's food for them. It's a home for them. It's all that biomatter that's living on the leaf litter. To me, really, like I was saying, the biggest #1 benefit of having leaf litter in aquariums is it kind of completes and rounds off that nitrogen cycle. There's so much that's going to live within that leaf litter that could really help to balance out the nitrogen cycle within your aquarium and just finish off that list of positive nitrifying bacteria that you need to keep a good balance. Why does my video look like it's frozen? It is. My video's frozen. How did my video go frozen? My video went frozen there somehow. That's interesting. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe I do know how to fix that. Turn the camera off and turn it back on. We'll see if that helps. That is interesting. Dan Slee, thank you again for the $2 super chat. The dye on the slides. Now I think it did. I fixed it. Yeah, that fixed it. Good deal. Yeah, dye on the slides. I've been looking into some dye kits on Amazon. There is some nice dye kits for stuff, and I'm definitely into that. That would be cool. This is a dark field microscope. So what's happening I'm using the dark field now, so the light is coming in from the sides. So I can control the amount of light, but the light is actually coming in from the edges, not coming in from below. So that's how you have that dark background, and it's not just getting blinded by the light and you're shining light through the object. You're shining light onto the object from the sides. So you get more of a three-dimensional view of what you're looking at by doing dark field. So it's basically like a black spot in the middle of the lens, and it covers it up, so the light comes in from the side and not from underneath. Yeah, anyways, so there's that, and then there's also oil immersion. There's a point when you get to like 100 plus x times magnification. You're actually you put a little drop of oil on the top of the slide cover, and the lens is literally connected to the slide with a drop of oil. So there's it gets rid of that air gap between the lens and the specimen, so you can actually get super close, and it gets rid of all that distortion of that air gap that you would have with any other lens. Anyways, so I do have oil immersion, but that takes you really small stuff. That's when you start wanting to look at like bacterias and things like that, because if there's nothing there to look at, you're just when you get that small, it's kind of boring unless there's really some small stuff that you're looking for, like bacterias and things like that. I don't know why my chat just keeps freezing. Let's see. This is really weird music. That was like too fun. Too fun. Let's see. Daryl Deemer, once again, thanks for hanging out. It's good to see you here. I hope to see you at the Aquatic Experience or Aquashell or something like that. I don't know how this is going to go this next year. I do not. Yes, I need to get a centrifuge. Yes, I need to get a centrifuge. They're cheap. They're on Amazon. I can get like a cheap one for like $60. Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. We will get there. Not the most important thing right now. Right now I need substrate, LED lights, and I need air pumps. But I think I have some air pumps coming. I'm not sure. Rack, you made it. I know you were busy. I know you had stuff going on. It's good to see you here. I'm glad that you could make it for a minute. I just stopped on this guy for a second because this is a good specimen and he's fully extended. It's just a cool. So there's at the end here, at the very top, where it's extended and it looks like a flower there. Let's see, did I scare it? Did I scare it? Let's drop some light down. See, it's too much light. There we go. Alright, there we go, guys. This is cool. So you can see at the tip there, it's like a little flower. And there's those little hairs. Looks like little stripes. Those are little microscopic hairs. So what's happening is those little microscopic hairs are moving at like ultrasonic speeds, right? And they're creating a current, which is actually making all the particles in the water kind of flow into the mouth of this organism. And so it's acting as like a filter feeder using all these little cilia, these little microscopic little hairs. So that's pretty cool. And then I see if I lower the light a little bit, it actually, if I lower the light, maybe I can even focus a little bit, but I'm focusing, so I'm getting a three-dimensional thing so I can focus in and out. And we're looking kind of in the center of it a little bit, and you can see the little organelles and stuff inside of the stentor. And you can see the little hairs there on the tip, on the outer edge there. Yeah, those are pretty cool. They're one of my favorite. I guess they're not one of my favorite. They're one of my favorite. I like rotifers and stuff like that too. But I guess this is one of the more popular ones. High-speed cilia. There you go. I think it's, yes, cilia without the S. I think, I don't know, but who am I? I'm not the teacher here. Anyways, so that's pretty cool. Those are fun. I see those a lot, so they are kind of like a favorite to see. Plus, they kind of look like a little tulip or a little flower, like it's like blooming when they open up, like a flower blooming. And then if I were to tap this microscope or something, it would scare him and it would shoot up. Oh, it's doing it on its own anyways. I didn't have to do anything. Yep, is it gonna take off? It's just changing positions, looking for some food. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Alrighty, let's see. Let me check out the chat. I'm looking for some stuff here. Big City was asking. Big City Betas is asking about Dallas or about Aquashella, Chicago. Who knows how it's gonna go, but I'm definitely going to have some fun. I hear people have been talking about doing some room sales, and that's like a good old classic, like club meeting kind of deal, you know. Like it's definitely. I could see some of that happening for sure. Anyways, that one's pretty cool. It's just nice to see it all, like I said, it looks like a flower, all extended out there. Let's see, Quantum Star Aquatics, what's up? Let's see who else is up in here. Rogers Aquariums, I didn't say hi to you. Ken, welcome to the stream. What's up? Cool deal. Well, I do want to say oh boy, it's at 2 o'clock. I'm already over the hour, and I'm having too much fun. This microscope, I get carried away, and I could just go for hours with this microscope, you know, right? Like I just want to get closer again real quick for a second, and we'll take a look. Can't help myself. Let's get a little closer. As it's just feeding. Oh, can't chase it around everywhere. Anyways, I could chase this thing around forever. Anyways, no, they're pretty cool. But this is just, like I said before, this is just an example of some of the stuff that is going to be living within the substrate. This is stuff that's going to be living within that leaf litter that I find to just be actually pretty darn important. One thing that I didn't mention that I wanted to mention was yeah, my aquarium box has been putting out this botanical box, and I definitely say go check it out. I'm definitely working with them. I'd like to create kind of my own box, but we'll see how that goes in regards to dried botanicals and stuff like that for blackwater tanks and high tannin tanks and things like that. But I do have my aquarium box. I got a code for them. If you have not subscribed to them, if you don't know about the my aquarium box, that is an awesome prescription box, and it's like a Christmas present every month. It's kind of how I look at it. I don't know what's in it. It's a little bit of a surprise, so it's always fun to get one of those. And now they're doing a little bit like specialty boxes, and that's what I'm looking forward to working on them with, is doing a dried botanical box. Let's see how it goes. I'm trying to follow this thing around because I'm trying to get a look at all the organelles and stuff on the inside of this for you. It's pretty crazy. Well, it's showing them so well right now. Some of the different some of its insides, intestines, and stuff like that. Anyways, yes, Candy, thank you very much. The code is MABJH. Oh, I put it wrong on. I got to change that on Instagram. I had it backwards. It is MABJH. And that is at my aquarium box. You get $5 off your first my aquarium box if you haven't ever gotten one. I've been doing it for like 2 years now. I don't know. It's like $25 a month, and get a little mixture of goodies inside of there. So I think it's pretty cool. Mark, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. Dank Tanks. Sorry if I didn't say hi already. Same with D from down the wormhole. I don't know if I said hi to you, but I know you've been in here like the whole time. Jess. Hello, Jess. It's getting nice and warm in here. That's when I know that I'm over an hour mark, because that's about as much as I can take with the heat, with the AC off, so that you don't have to hear it in the background. Anyways, alrighty. Well, that was fun to play around with the microscope there for a minute, just for a minute. But I should definitely get out of here soon enough. I really do need to get out of here. I'm working on some cold coffee. Lukewarm coffee. Oh, this is another thing. If you guys haven't seen these guys, this is someone that I personally support. Is 4Ocean, which is an awesome organization of people that are working to clean up the oceans and clean up the garbage and the plastics and things like that are all over the place in the ocean, all the micro plastics and stuff like that. So if you don't know about 4Ocean, they're pretty cool organization. Let's see. Time to turn the AC on. I have to say though that I'm using the AC a lot less now that I'm living alone, because I control all of the temperatures of my tanks with the room temperature. So for me, the biggest thing is keeping things a little cooler. But at the same time, a lot of the fish that I'm working with, I want them to breed, and in order to get them to breed, they like a little bit warmer temperatures. Anyways, so I've been getting used to living in warmer temperatures just a little bit, but right now it's about 81 degrees in here, 81, 82, and I'd prefer it to be about 78. So there's a fine thing there, but for me it's a little bit different than most people. I'm trying to chill my place rather than heat it. So anyways, Let's see. But thank you guys. I want to thank everyone for hanging out. I appreciate everybody's support. Jason from Fish Tropics, how are you? Good to see you here. Learning to Fish Keep, welcome to the stream. I'm about out of here. William Jansen, how are you? Good to see you here. How are the fish with the worms, with the white worms? The tetra, the imperial tetras, I've been medicating them with levamisole, and then they'll get another thing of levamisole in about 2 weeks, a water change and more levamisole, and then after that I'm going to do fenbendazole. But I just think I need to be a little bit more aggressive with the levamisole. I think that will work. I thought I had it. I thought that I had kicked it on them. They stayed in quarantine for over 6 months. Well, a lot more than that, since September of this last year, something like that. Anyways, but I need to go ahead and get out of here. I just want to say thank you again to everybody's support, everybody in their super chats. I appreciate everybody's support. Dan Slee, I appreciate your super chat. Tiffany White, thank you for your $10 super chat. Ginger Graves, I'm really hoping that you're enjoying your dry botanicals, everything over there. I want to see what you got going on with those beta fish and the botanicals. I feel like my focus is acting funny here. King and Queen Cichlids, appreciate your super chat as well. Who else was I missing? There was somebody else. I don't see the rest of them here. But thank you guys so much for your support. It means so much. It just helps keep everything going over here, getting it all done. It's fun to play with the microscope for a minute and got to feed some fish and all those goodies. Yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm gonna go turn the AC on and make a cup of another pot of coffee, and get on some Sunday water changes. But thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone. Thank you. You guys enjoy your Sunday. Hang out with your family. Go outside and play. I know the weather's getting nicer in the States, so get out there. Go have some fun. Take care of everything. And remember, guys, keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.